Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Bits episode. This is kind of a crazy, international, really fun one that I think it is like there's some cool stuff happening out in the world that I had no idea about until my good buddy Drew, who you guys all know from races across the country and just a bunch of other EV spectacles. Drew runs Martian Wheels, and I've run his wheels on my Tesla. And he sent me a video of him in Japan randomly at a racetrack where there was an EV only race happening, not like a track day. Like this was like a real race. And I was like, what on earth is going on? And I called him up and Drew was telling me that there's this guy, Kimi, with a Model S Plaid and all this other crazy stuff that's like racing cars. And there's IONIQ 5Ns with factory back teams. So Drew, maybe you can tell me a little bit about how you ended up in Japan, how the Martian Wheels connection happened and what's going on over there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So with Martian Wheels, which has been something I've been doing now for almost 8 years. We've made a lot of connections with people who are EV enthusiasts, and that's probably our sort of niche that we found is people who are not just your maybe typical Tesla owner, but someone who also likes to have fun with their cars. And so, that crossover of, you drive an EV and you also go to the racetrack is this, cool group of people that includes our friend here, Kimi. So Kimi drives a Tesla Model S Plaid that has been modified for racing. It's got a lot of suspension parts on it. It runs the carbon ceramic brakes, and it runs our lightweight forged wheels, a little wider than stock. And I want to say it was probably maybe 3 years ago or so. Kimi reached out wanting a set of wheels, and just have kept in touch since then, and sent him stuff and emails back and forth throughout the years. And so the JEBRA series, Japanese EV Racing Association, I've been just following that, and it's been really cool to watch. The videos are like really enjoyable on top of being racing, which is something I love. Just the way that they're edited and just the music they have going and stuff, they're really fun to watch. And what I didn't know before going to this event was that the racing is completely hardcore. It is absolutely full on, it's not holding back at all. So yeah, we can get into maybe some of the details of how the racing actually looks. But that's probably a good starting point for what's going on here. It's just so awesome.
Well, thanks so much for bridging the gap between everyone. And then you guys will also notice below Drew, we have Kimi, who's on the left. And then my understanding is his nephew, Masayuki, who's going to help us with some translation. Masayuki, where do you guys live in Japan? Because it kind of sprawls out. So whereabouts are you guys located?
So we're living in Nagoya, which is between Tokyo and Osaka, if you guys know. So it's like mostly middle part of Japan. So it's really accessible to go to Tokyo, Osaka, wherever, something like that. Yeah.
And Masayuki, I know Kimi doesn't speak really any English or much at all, so I appreciate you helping to do some of the translation. But could you tell us a little bit about the car itself? Because, of course, there's other competitors in this series. We cover Tesla very heavily on our channel, and I actually drive a Model S Plaid as my daily driver, so it's kind of cool to hear about one in a racing series. But tell us about the car that you guys are running, and then I want to hear about how you got involved with this.
マウンテンバスパフォーマンスの、サスペンション、カーベルサスペンション、 から、あとそれのキャンセラー、ユニット、あとサスペンションの。
Is it kind of understandable, right? Like even though like Japanese.
A little bit, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few words there that we can get. Yeah, absolutely.
色ボール化をしてある。
So he got suspension from mountain bus and some cancellers and purable upper mount, lower mount, like everything about like the suspension stuff from mountain bus.
ブレーキパッドは、エンドレス。
Brake pad from engines. And carbon
トラックパッケージのカーボンブレーキ。
by Tesla.
So Masayuki, can you explain why Kimi bought a Tesla? Why is this his first Tesla? What got him interested in electric cars, and why the Plaid instead of Model 3 performance?
So he got first like Model 3 performance, and then like he saw like it's kind of difficult for him to like compete like IONIQ 5N recently. So then he just like bought Model S Plaid, which has like 100,020 horsepower, which is like really massive horsepower, So then now still, it's really difficult for him to like manage like battery temperature and like distance, because like JEBRA has like 25 laps or 23 laps. So then even though like Model S, it's it's really difficult to compete, but still, yeah, we won the race last time, like 5th round at the Sodegaura session. So then I think it's that big thing for him to like just like competing with like other like companies, something like that.
Yeah, and so what are I guess the first question is, does he also use this Tesla as his daily driver, or is this only a race car? And then my second question is, what tracks do you go to? Is it always the same track, or do you go to multiple tracks?
So his motto is like Tesla is like his business car. So like he needed to drive to go to like his like clients or customers, something like that. And then like on the weekend, he goes to like the circuit or track for like JEBRA, like practice, something like that. This is like his motto. So like he definitely use like every single day with his Tesla. And then second question is like so JEBRA has like around 7 or 8 sessions like round in a year. So then first we starting from like Tsukuba circuit, if you guys know, and then Sodegaura, and sometimes like Fuji Speedway, which has like longest straight in Japan. And then we also went to Okayama International Circuit. And sometimes we have like Sugo International Circuit as well, which is located in like north part of Japan. So like we have like plenty of like several tracks in JEBRA, and of course like we sometimes practice like another like circuit as well. So like we don't really like, how can I say, like stick to like one track. Like we just like go like wherever in Japan, something like that.
So Drew, when you went to Japan, what track did you go to?
Yeah.
And maybe you can talk a little bit about just your experience, because of course, for the viewers who maybe don't follow you online or whatever, I'll leave your links below. You go to track days all the time in your Tesla. You compete with your Model 3 performance and have won many autocrosses and have really battled for that upper level performance, whether it's on snow or ice or on pavement. Tell me a little bit about your experience going to Japan, where you went, what you saw.
Yeah. So, it worked out timing wise where, because I'm currently over here in China, where, so actually as Masayuki was just talking about the last race that happened, which I went to, the race before that was, really heavy rain, and so that was you should watch that race, because it's kind of crazy how they actually kept the race going in such a downpour. But one of the competitor cars, Hyundai IONIQ 5N, actually on a puddle he was like coming out down the inside, totally lost control and hit Kimi. And so took his front left corner off the car pretty much. So that wheel got destroyed, as you know, along with other components on the car. So it needed to get repaired in between that race and the next one. But he, you know, sent me an email right away to say, hey, I need a wheel. And I was like, cool, let's get you that wheel. And also, you know, hey, maybe I can come by and check it out, because I'm actually in the neighborhood. And so, so decided to make that happen. And, you know, kind of, it's like hour and a half, 2 hour flight from here. So no big deal. And, you know, I don't speak any Japanese. And so there was, you know, interesting things about going to Japan. The differences between Japan and China we could just talk for hours. But, so it was like, okay, great. Let's go check this out and have this experience. And Sotogura Forest Raceway is where it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first weekend, race weekend, where they did 2 races in one weekend?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
It was
okay.
like Saturday and Sunday session.
Yeah, I thought so. So that was just so perfect for, you know, my first time coming to an event to actually get 2 races in one. And so to see the weekend play out was so awesome. And basically it's structured kind of like, you know, typical race weekends, where you have practice and then you have qualifying, where you set your fastest time and the grid order, how you're going to start, and then the race. And so, you know, they went out and did their times. Kimi on the first qualifying session put it on pole. So he started in the first position. I want to say almost 3 seconds faster than the fastest IONIQ 5N, driven by a former GT300 racer who's done Super Formula and all sorts of stuff, and is, like you mentioned, Kyle, sponsored by Hyundai. And so that car, I think, is owned by Hyundai, and he's just a, you know, a hired gun. And so yeah, it was very cool to see a really, really focused effort from a major manufacturer who had, you know, I don't know, maybe like 8 or so staff managing the car, you know, taking care of everything. You know, they're just, you know, pulling everything open after every event, cooling everything down, making sure the car's charged. You know, they put on fresh tires for each race anyway. They did, you know, maybe just a set of tires for the qualifying and the race, but Kimi ran 1 set of tires for the whole weekend. And so that was one difference where, you know, we're like, okay, we're definitely not as competitive in that area, because these races are long. Like Masayuki was saying, you know, 25, 26 laps, that is actually the full capacity of the battery. So you actually have to run the race in a way that you know, it's like, you know, like we're doing these, you know, on-road races that we do, you know, on the public roads, where we've got to go as far as we can or something like that, but we're not racing. So it's like, okay, efficiency, drafting, you know, all this. This is, you go as fast as you can, start to finish, but also, hey, if you go flat out, you're not going to make it. So you have to manage so many things, and that was just fascinating to watch, how that all played out. I think the official video of the race will be posted pretty soon, and so you'll get to see how that panned out. But basically, first race, Kimi got ahead straight away, which seems to be part of his strategy of go ahead and just, use that Plaid power to just take the lead and sort of gain a little bit of a gap, and then manage it from there. Keep him behind and take care of everything. Don't be too hard on everything to keep the temperatures in check, and also not. Second place driver Kato was his name in the IONIQ 5N. He stayed behind pretty much the whole race until the last lap, where all of a sudden Kimi in the Model S Plaid started to go a little bit slow all of a sudden, and we're like, oh no, what's happening? And Kato passed him. So last lap pass, and Kato won that race. And so it was like looking good. Everything's just in control, and then all of a sudden, okay, so we finished second in that first race, and we're like, what the heck happened? And learned that Kimi was down to 5% or so at the end of the race, and so you just don't have any power, and so he was doing everything he could, but yep, IONIQ 5N came screaming by, and it's pretty interesting. So Kyle, you can jump in to talk about the differences and the details about the cars, which you know better than I do. But I think the voltage difference is a pretty big factor in this race. Battery capacity of the IONIQ 5N is 82 or so kilowatt hours, and 100 kilowatt hours new for the Model S Plaid, but a little bit older, like brand new Hyundai, and a little bit older. So actually the capacity is probably pretty similar. So there's that part. And maybe the higher voltage IONIQ 5N doesn't create as much heat and is maybe a bit more efficient in a racing situation too. Potentially. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, please.
It would be interesting. It's worth a whole video to do that. So the high voltage probably helps a bit in the transmission of power, but the cell itself and the battery, that makes no difference to the battery pack thermals. What Hyundai did was they just put a massive cooling package on that car, and we know that car is purpose built to showcase what electric can do in an endurance setting. I'm really surprised that from a capacity standpoint, I would actually, I'm surprised they had a little bit more power down, or I should say they both cars make it through the whole race if the Model S is so low at SOC. But Hyundai selected a power cell rather than an energy cell, and that's where it can output more current at low SOC. So the voltage in general maybe helps a little bit, but the cell makes all the difference, and they just have much more of a power cell. Now, so you're mentioning there's really two cars in the race today in JEBRA. There's Kimi's Plaid and IONIQ 5Ns. Was there anything else involved?
So yes. So the full field was, I want to say, was there 3 or 4 IONIQ 5Ns? Masayuki?
Yes, exactly. I think 3、4台とかだよね。IONIQ 5N。4 IONIQ 5N.
4 of them. Yeah. So, and then Tesla Model 3 Performance. And the cars change around a little bit, at each race. You have the guys who are going, to like every event and really serious. And then there's some changing throughout the year. And then we've got so one of my favorite cars that was there, not fast really, but an all carbon, highly modified Honda E. So that was super cool to see out there. And then I actually don't know the model of the Nissans, which were obviously like E-Revs, because they had an engine, they had a range extender engine, which just sounds kind of funny when everything else is silent and then it's just meh. And it's just very slow. But 2 of them, so those 2 guys were battling each other, just constantly in the back of the field. And I think that pretty much is the gist of the grid.
So, I mean, it really seems kind of cool that like we've seen attempts at this in the US, maybe with Model 3 Challenge, which actually you were at maybe the final like big race at Laguna Seca and did really well in that race with the same car that you took the baby seat in the back of and you won it, which was crazy.
Yep.
So I love
the
that
race
story.
And the championship. Yep. First year of that.
Amazing. Which is so cool. So like we've had bits and sprinkling of this idea of racing electric. However, I really think Japan's always like, maybe it's a very outside looking in. I've been lucky enough to go to Japan a couple times, but when I go on like watch car reviews from like the 90s and early 2000s, you'll see like them literally racing everything, like racing S-Class versus 7 Series versus Lexus GS. And you're like, what is going on out here? And they just put everything on track and race. So do you think culturally, like that's just a Japanese thing? Like what was your impression going there? Because you would never see 2 little Nissan range extenders in a racing series here in the US.
Yeah. No, right. Yeah, absolutely not. And you've totally nailed it because from my perspective as an American, the Japanese people just have such a passion for motorsports and they just really get it. Like, I've always been very much I'm like watching Formula One and, just high level motorsports where it's just very, you're taking it very seriously and you're worried about performance and that's been sort of the world that I've lived in, and Japanese people just really, really get it. And so, they're racing everything and enjoying it. And just so great. Yeah.
So Masayuki, could you tell me a little bit if Kimi would choose again, if he were to enter this series for another year, would he also choose Tesla Model S Plaid? And if yes, what would he change about the car? Maybe sounds like a bigger battery. Or if he would choose a completely different car, maybe the IONIQ 5N or something else.
So, I mean, he already ordered Tesla, Roadster, like the 2 So like he really excited to like be launched, and I think he definitely will replace the Model S, like Roadster instead of like Model S, and then like he's gonna go to the JEBRA again with his upcoming Roadster, I think.
That is going to be so cool to watch. We all have to come over to Japan when you get your Roadster, Kimi, and watch you race this thing. It's going to be so cool. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. So Masayuki, maybe just some final words about JEBRA, because we might find some Japanese viewers that are interested maybe in going to a race as spectators or just to learn more about this. Can you tell people where to learn about JEBRA?
We got like a JEBRA website, like homepage. So like you can just go Google like JEBRA EV race, something like that. So like you can just reach out. I think like, it's just only Japanese page, but like you can translate it by Google, something like that. And then you can see like the race program. So we have like 7 round or 6 to 7 round in this year. And so if you guys are possible, you could watch the final race even like in 2026. It's gonna be like 17th October, I guess, like the Saturday, and then you can just come to Japan, and then like if you want to, you can just like contact me, and then like I could like manage or like organize something, and then we can like watch, and I can explain like something like about like small stuff, something like that, and then that'd be really
the best
fun.
way. Yeah, just go there. Yeah. Absolutely. No big deal.
Yeah, as though you said, we got like YouTube channel as well, so like we can see like archive video. Like I think the last like 2 last session of Okayama already, like the video was like uploaded, so you can just watch like the accident of him and like how crazy it was, like heavy rain, something like that. Also, And I think like in 2 weeks or like 3 weeks, the Sodegawa session race video would be uploaded, I think. So like you can just watch it, and then maybe a little, like 20-30%, you can just see like what's going on there. But like if you come to like actual track and see what's going on there in person, it's totally different. So yeah, I definitely recommend you guys to come to Japan and instead watch like the actual race.
Amazing.
Oh,
Well,
gosh.
thank you
Yeah,
very much.
I can totally second that. And I guess I was thinking about giving the final race, because we talked, there's 2 races on that weekend, giving the results of that second race away, but I won't. And I won't spoil it for people if they want to go and watch that on YouTube. But suffice it to say that Kimi is leading the championship, and the points are close, and it goes to the final race in October to see who will be the champion. And so it is a proper race on for the championship.
Well, this is so exciting and so cool. And Drew, like you mentioned earlier on in the episode, the number of people that are interested in electric and performance is like a very small group of people. But these are very passionate people that are learning how to use this new, really cool technology to go have fun, to go push the limits, to work on thermal management systems. And we've seen buy-in from certain automakers. Clearly, Hyundai is going big around the world with their 5N, improving cooling packages, software, all of these things. We followed their Pikes Peak event, how they were tuning the car specifically for the hill climb. So it's great to see automaker buy-in. It's really great to see the enthusiast community buy-in, because when the enthusiasts get involved, then the whole go out of that. We're obviously very early days of this, but I think it's only going to increase around the world. And I'm feeling like we are left out over here in the Western Hemisphere. So thanks for going to Japan to research this for us. I'll certainly be following the series on YouTube. A big thank you to Kimi and Masayuki for joining all the way from Japan on this webcam live stream, not live stream, but recording. Masayuki, any final words you want to share with our viewers, which are predominantly here in America?
We're gonna go to the US to visit you guys and like see like what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe like Model 3 challenge as well. Like that would be like totally different like experiences like compared to like Japanese JEBRA series as well, right? Yeah.
Very cool. We'd love to have you in the US, and there's plenty of people here that'll make your visit super fun. And Drew knows all the right people to get you involved with everything. So thank you all for watching at home. Thank you, Drew, for going to Japan. Thank you, Kimi and Masayuki, for joining for the show. And we'll see you all in another one again soon. If you have an electric car, maybe drive it a bit faster today in spirit of Kimi ripping the Plaid out in a racing series. So thanks y'all for watching. See you again soon. Bye-bye.